Hey there, traders. This is the morning call. A little bit later, I was up all night with trades, trying to get everything back in motion here. Looking to try to get a scalp in the Aussie and the Euro on the 5-minute charts, but it looks like we're getting a little bit of push down right here. There's a good chance on the we push down a little bit lower to test significant support. So I'd like to see the Aussie push back above the 50 fib here at 103.86. But let's take a look at the broader range and see what happened last night. The what we had is a very compelling information coming out of China with better expected data points. This pushed the most of the majors above their current ranges, and it looked as though we were going to break out to the top side, and we did have significant signals pointing and confirming for the move higher. And then minor data came out of Europe, but it did seem to point to the fact what Draghi spoke about earlier, that Germany was beginning to be affected by the debt crisis, and basically meaning that the core countries are beginning to be affected by the debt crisis. And this pushed the majors down against the this pushed the dollar, made the dollar strengthen significantly, and basically created a bunch of false breakouts. Because we had the Euro USD moving above the 127.75, basically going, and it looked like it was heading up to the 128 level. We had the pound breaking above the 160 level, moved as high as 160.20 before reversing drastically, and now it's testing the 50 fib. It looks like it's still continuing its move down towards 159. And then we also had the Aussie pull a false breakout also, and you can see that it moved higher on the chart. It looked as though it was going to break the falling out of the 104.10 level before reversing drastically. So we had a lot of false symbols. It's been very choppy trading this week, and basically it's been we've had what, full 50 closes, and normally you get one of those a month at the most, and maybe one every 2 months. And we've had two this week, and it's been very disappointing. But you have bad weeks. You have to look at it on a monthly context, and I'm sure everything will pull everything back together later in the month. So let's take a look at what we have going here today. We have the Euro USD firmly below the 0.382 fib, and as I've said, as long as we're below the 0.382 fib, it favors a move down to the 50 fib, which I believe is at 126.03, 126.02. Would be looking maybe to hopefully get it, well, hopefully, because we could scalp it, get a pullback today, and maybe we can push back up into this resistance zone to get a bounce lower. But up until if that doesn't happen, we're just going to basically be on the sidelines in that pair. The Great Britain USD, you can see, is pushing down. It's right at the 50 fib right here at 159.3. We could definitely have buyers coming at this point. I'll be keeping my eye on that for a bounce higher. The pair is down 75 pips in the last. Let's take a look at the hourly chart for a second here. 75 pips. We could have gone short right here, right now, right here. We had a signal at 159.49, but I didn't want to play the trop because we were at the bottom of the range, and the way things have been going, I didn't want to get chopped out. But it looks like that would have brought us down to the 50 fib. But as I've said in the pound, it did have support layered very quite closely, so a downward move wasn't what I was looking for in that pair at all. I posted it on the blog on Wednesday, but I was looking for a move down to this 50 fib, so we're definitely going to be watching the price action here to see if we can get a bounce and maybe ride it higher into the new week. Let's take a look at the Aussie. The Aussie, similar. I had the false breakout higher, and I just drew these lines earlier this morning because it looks like we could be on a channel lower. The bottom of the channel would be right around here at 103.54, which would also coincide with this ascending trend line, which would come in at right about the same levels at 103.50. If we get a move down to those levels, we could get a bounce and maybe move up to the top of the trend and see what we get there. See if we get a break above or below. We're basically watching this for a short-term scalp today. New Zealand, as I said earlier yesterday, at the 81.50 level, it couldn't really find any traction. And but it has more significant support here at 81.10. Any move down to 81.10 could definitely find 81.10 to 81 level could definitely find buyers, and we could be looking for a push higher towards the 83 level. The CAD. What we're looking for here is a push up to that 50 fib at 10040, and if we get a push up to the fib at 10040, we could definitely Definitely maybe C. Very inconcisive there. C, buyers coming at the 50 fib, just like we could see buyers coming at the 50 fib in the Great Britain here, and then we could see maybe a reversal and a pullback towards the bottom of the range. Now, if we break it though, we could be definitely off to the 0.618 at 10134. So we'll have to watch the price action around that. It'll be key. The Aussie managed to break below the bottom of this resistance range that has contained the price action over the last month or so, but it looks like it's back into the bottom of the range at 79.25. So we'll have to watch how this pair trades. Fridays are tricky to trade because it's either what they call follow through Friday, or you get almost no price action after 11:30 because American traders are the only ones out there with the European and Asian markets closed, and it is a holiday on Monday in North America, so trading could be quiet. So it could be especially quiet with Sandy and so forth, and people still dealing with that situation. Let's check a look at some of the yen crosses. The Aussie yen, you can see it's moved down significant support here between 82 and 81.65. It would be interesting to see the price action around this level. I wouldn't expect to recommend any trades, but what's really the trade to watch is the CAD JPY, because you can see that this pair is moving down to test the 78.85 level, which has marked the price action once, twice, now 3 times. If we get a bounce or a hold at this level, it will be key to the future price action. But if we do break below, there is support once again just below at 78.45. And Great Britain JPY just sitting at the 200-day moving average, but it's going to move down with the USD Great JPY, and the Euro JPY is testing the fib range here at 10071.382 fib. We break below that fib range, we could be on our way down to the 99.70 level. And New Zealand JPY is testing the 200-day moving average. The only one that's really intriguing is the CAD JPY sitting at that 78.85 level, and we'll have to watch the price action there to see how we can pull up a trade to the top side. All right, everybody, good luck trading. What we're keeping an eye on once again is the 50 fib here at 139.03, and we're going to watch for a bounce in the short term in the euro and the Aussie for maybe a scalp higher to finish the week off. Everybody have a great weekend, and I look forward to talking to you on the Weekend Rep.